Gotta sit up, right?
That's right, you do.
What am I
We're
doing?
live.
Put pants on too. Don't
Oh
forget your pants.
no.
Pants
Oh
are
no.
optional. Like people ain't seeing anything except for like you're up. Like
Yeah, until we stand up to walk away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't forget to shut off your camera.
Oh,
anyway. Hi,
well, the
everyone.
autofocus is working.
Yeah, it is. Who knew that it could focus on such a bright and pale full moon?
I think we're live.
We're super live.
Unfortunately for everyone in the audience, yes.
Well, it could have been worse if we were live 10 minutes ago. But
Oh, yeah.
now we're back. We're back for our usual Weird Frontier stream. As well, we pick up where we ended last time. Chuck, any pre-roll?
No, I'm ready to do this.
Okay. Well, once again, as our lawyers like to tell, for us to explain, at the beginning of every one of our episodes, you may laugh, you may enjoy yourself, you may have a good time, but you will question your life afterwards, and you might feel bad about yourself. With that out of the way, Chuck, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Pierce McIntyre, occultist, servant of the Black Goat, father of Scab, and all around cool dude.
Possibly. Jeremy, who you got?
Oh, hi, I'm Scab. I'm 12 years old, and I guess I'm a Tommy knocker. I don't know what that means, but there was an accident at the mine, and I felt funny ever since. But the important thing is, I've had the longest adopted father ever, and he's a good man, and he's trying to be a doctor so he can save people, and I'm going to do everything I can to protect him.
Admirable, Scab. Admirable. Jake, who you got?
Well, I've got Killian Pochet, who's a French photographer turned Calavera, who's fallen in with this rowdy group of Necronomicon hunters.
Sounds like there's a TV show in that.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel, who you got?
Hey, everybody, I'm playing Chance, our gunslinger, who is for some reason carrying the pages is like they're nothing. He's just like, look at this funny book I've got.
Yeah, and you got a thing for vampires.
I do.
Or maybe the vampire has a thing for fish people. We don't know yet.
Maybe.
Could be either. Eddie, who you got?
I'm playing Ivan, luchador extraordinaire, righter of wrongs, server of justice, filler of pants.
Your pants, or we'll leave it at that. Jebediah Bejebums, the unpronounceable, apparently drew one card too many and exploded himself, so he's not going to be here this episode. We'll see how that turns out. So here's what we're going to do. Jebediah is simply going to be just for sake of plot. He has performed something with his cards, and he has pulled something, and he's just out of it for the night. He has caused some kind of mystical backlash, and now he's just laid up.
That's fair.
So,
It was bound to happen.
Checked into the hotel, and he's like, "I'm outie, guys, leaving you to your own demise." Last episode, you wandered around town, met a few exciting folks. Met a whole bunch of folks at the edge of town who really want you just to leave. Don't wish you any particular harm, and they're not really going to partake of anything that's going on, but they really think you should just leave. It'd be a lot easier if you just left. Yeah. Then you went and I believe you visited a church whose site is not too hallowed, and you met a man there who suggests that he was saved by an angel who very much has a lot in physical common with one of the residents here in town. You guys remember who that was?
I do not.
I take notes and forget where I take them.
All right.
Yeah, there's a preacher of a church who apparently saw an angel outside of town.
Mm-hmm. So Remy in the assay office, he said he met an angel on the outskirts of town. He said it was the Archangel Michael. He said, the person who runs the Sayar's office has a striking resemblance to the angel. You just can't quite shake that image. I believe that's where we landed off last time. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no. You guys visited the other hotel, the one
did.
that you were warned against,
Yeah.
who seems to not really like foreigners at all, and has just taken an instant dislike to Killian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, foreigners are
It's
pagans.
just a shiftless layabout who has no money. He's certain of it.
Absolutely. But at least I'm
Was
not a
that when
filthy
we
pagan like all the other foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended
Yeah.
up after, but we also figured out that the guardian, whatever, is guarding the star on the west side.
Yeah,
of
you found a
town.
book in the camp,
Yeah.
the roughneck camp. You found a book talking about a little bit more about the Fist of Lane that is
Yeah.
guarded here by a spirit of an Aztec shaman.
There's that nice fellow who sharpened knives and gave us a horseshoe.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if we want to go speak with an angel, we head to the assayer's office, or we continue searching for the guardian on the west side of town.
They by the gallows nearby. There's what somebody claims is a quote pagan altar, but which I suspect is probably some sort of evil marking that could be examined. Maybe.
Sounds good to me. Let's go check it out. Oh, snap. Steven just gave us a banked reroll.
Oh, nice.
2 of them, in
Oh,
fact.
well, thanks,
Oh,
Steven.
nice.
You sure are nice.
Just showing how much he believes in you guys.
Mistakes happen.
We're going to do good things today.
Yeah. Now, there was some discussion that like we could break the artifact ahead of this, all right?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
I
So
think
you guys were at 15, I think. That's the Methodist Church with Reverend Paul Kiefer is the one who was talking to you about being saved by an angel outside of town. Yeah, and he told you about something that was erected near the gallows that he thinks is a bunch of non-God-fearing individuals must have left it, of course. Obviously foreigners.
Clearly.
Clearly. Well,
So is that where you're going next?
the altar, the angel, or the little kid working at the store?
Well, if you do want, if you want to go to Gallows, he'll tell you there's just a little bit outside of town. They don't put the Gallows right in town, so you have to travel just outside. I mean, it's still very close, though.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just try and hit things in order. Or...
Yeah, from here to there.
Okay.
So does that lead us to the gallows?
You'd actually be better off to go to the Gallows first and then kind of loop back.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right, so it's just a short ride outside of town. There's still a single rope that's just gently swinging in the breeze. Somewhat disconcertingly, there's a crude homestead with lots of striped colored fabrics, very brightly colored fabrics that just kind of stir in the breeze. And it's just sits right next to the gallows. On the other side of the door is a clay pot, and there's like a little thin streamer of smoke that's coming out of the top of the numerous holes in the sides of it. There's carefully tended garden rows directly next to the gallows as well. All of this, I mean, you've got your gallows, which are kind of grim, but then you've got these colorful strips of fabric. You've got this nice, small little garden that's well tended just right next to it.
It's very odd. Any structure around the garden, or just a garden out in the
Yeah,
middle of
there's
nowhere?
like a little shack, just a very small shack.
Well, let's go say hi.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks like Scab, you knock on the door.
Sure thing.
A short
Hello?
man, wearing very formal kind of clothing, very colorful. His head is wrapped in like a colorful turban. He's got, colorful paints on his, just above his lip and under his eyes. And he comes to the door. He gives a very, very shallow bow to you and says, I'm Yama, son of Surya. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Scab. It's nice to meet you, Yama. my dad's got the smart questions, but I just wanted you to know real quick. I like your garden a lot, and I think it looks real pretty out there. You've done some great work, sir.
He gives you a little deeper bow and says, "Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I try so much to make this place of death a bit more homey, to help those along in their journey easier."
Oh yeah, boy, that sure sounds nice.
So what brings visitors? And he looks kind of past you to the rest of the posse. So what brings visitors to my gallows so late at night?
We are just curious.
Just as a second here, Killian, there's a string of spirits, just a line of them, very orderly, very calm line of spirits that are just coming right up to Yama's door, and they're kind of waiting for you to finish. They're kind of the front, like 5 or 6, half dozen kind of kneel, and they kind of prostrate themselves towards Yama. No one else sees this, just you.
That's bizarre.
Sorry. Yes. We're here to stop the end of the world. And looking for ways to do it. And we were just curious where you stand on the matter.
The matter.
Yes.
Well, the world must end at some time, at some point.
True.
Have to be tomorrow?
Oh, you're not speaking in parables. You really mean end of the world is nigh.
Yes.
This is what you're saying.
Was the Fist of Ling? Was that the name of it?
Well, I think perhaps fate has a way of working things out. Perhaps it's best if you were to just leave Bannock and never look back and let things transpire as they must.
Are you the Guardian?
Of the Fist? No. I am Yama, a simple holy man, here to make, as I said, the passing of those on the gallows easier.
Okay. Do you know who the Guardian of the
Excuse
Fist
me,
is? Oh,
just a moment.
yes.
Just a moment. He steps out of the door, and you guys don't see this, of course. Killian does. He bows to the first of the spirits, and then he kind of makes a gesture. And there's kind of a hazy form that steps out around that little clay pot that's smoking. It's a dog with multiple heads. And the dog comes up and licks the spirit, and the spirit is kind of sucked into that clay vessel. And then you see what you guys do see is like that little thin streamer of smoke kind of bursts into light, and then it kind of goes back. Killian, what you've seen is a spirit that's just been sent on their way.
Okay. So this person seems on the level, at least to some extent, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, hmm. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
I believe we may have gotten some information to suggest that you are a naughty person, someone who is in favor of strange and foreign influences that are terrible and dangerous. But I can see around you right now that that might not be the case. My apologies for this meeting. I'm afraid it was mostly my doing.
He gives you a fairly deep bow. He says, "No, of course, knowledge is best sought, but sometimes learned knowledge is not easily or best shared."
Mm-hmm. So, if I were to ask you if you knew who the Guardian was, or where the Guardian is, would you...
I would say that would be me meddling in fate's affairs.
That's very rare. Very, very fair. Okay. Thanks. And I'll step back.
He bows to you. He seems to be addressing some people over to your left. And of course, Killian, you're seeing more spirits led along their way. McIntyre just seems crazy to you. He's just talking to another group of people that you can't see.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say, though, make me a luck check, Chuck.
Sure. I pass.
Oh, look at that. You succeed. There is something. You turn your back, you walk past the gallows, and you get that sensation across your spine of being in the presence of something supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And you look up, and your vision is drawn to that noose that's just kind of swinging in the air there. There's something about it.
I'm going to go up there and
Excuse me.
this.
Oh, please. Leave the noose alone. It has a job to perform.
Yeah. That's fine. We do need to borrow this, though.
Oh, I'm afraid I cannot allow that. While I am not the guardian of the Fist of Laying, I am the guardian of that noose.
Did somebody be brought to the noose?
Well, that's what it's here for. Do you have an evildoer that needs to be shuffled of his mortal form? Of course. That's
not
what this
today,
is for.
but maybe tomorrow.
Well,
All right,
Hmm.
I'll back down from it.
Are these colored like strands of cloth thingies? Can anybody put one down?
oh, yes.
Okay.
Each one represents an ancestor, those who have passed. He looks at you just very deeply for a little bit, and he pulls off a bright yellow ribbon, and he kind of twines it around a piece of your clothing. He says, yes, I believe this is the color of your ancestors.
My mama had a dress that was just this color. I remember it. I don't have anything this pretty, but I got some. I've been practicing on my tailoring. I want to put something down here too. That's okay.
He nods to you.
I like that fella, Dad.
It's good. He seems nice enough.
Killian, the dog is more material to your presence now, and it's snarling at McIntyre. It's got a sniffing at his back trail, at his footprints on the ground. It's like making growling noises at him.
I'll just kind of look to the dog and be like, shh. So, yeah. Hmm.
So, if we bring someone here tomorrow, you're up for a little work.
Yes. The gods know who are worthy of this death. The laws of man are different and obscure and strange to me. But if you bring one to the gallows who deserve it, I will be here.
Good to know. Thank you.
Maybe a personality check, Killian.
Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
Ooh, that's brutal.
The dog comes over, sniffs at you for a moment, lifts its hind legs, and you got ghost urine running down your boot.
Aw.
As it
Well.
turns back and continues to sniff at McIntyre.
Yes, well, yes. My apologies for this meeting. We should be by tomorrow with a very dangerous individual who's been hanged before, and will probably need to be hanged again.
He gives you a deep bow and says, "Oh, yes, with much respect. Bring them, and we will see. We will see what the gods wish to happen. May your ancestors bless your actions."
Yeah, I'm okay. You do good work here. Thank you for making my job easier.
Yep, he bows to you. What do you guys do?
Well, I guess we know where to hang a man at.
We do.
Yeah.
That's
While
worthwhile.
everybody's kind of discussing and whatnot, Ivan's going to wander over to the brightly colored pieces of cloth.
Mhm.
And he's kind of looking from one to the next, and looking for something that reminds him of Esteban. Seeing if there's a color maybe that reminds him of his
Yama
clothing and
sees
his.
what you're doing, and he points to a crimson red, almost silky cloth.
Ivan will kind of hold it up.
Yeah, like you don't say anything. He says, "But I believe your friend is best represented by this one." And he'll unhook it, and he kind of does the same thing he did with Scab. He kind of entwines it in a piece of your clothing.
At this, Ivan will just stop and sort of rub his fingers back and forth on the little silk cloth, and he'll just kind of silently stop and look at this man and sort of drop to his knees and just kind of close his eyes and put his hands together like he's saying a little prayer for a moment. Then he'll stand up. He puts one hand on his shoulder and just kind of nods to him and says, "Thank you, sir."
As you do this, almost if it was spoken into your ear, what is one of Esteban's rules of life that he left with with Ivan?
Well, probably the most important one would always be always protect the weak and the helpless.
That's good. I would have went with always wear clean underwear.
It was like rule number 7.
Yeah, I mean it's still
Probably on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was just out of town. Where did you want to head next?
So, if we're coming back through town, we need to visit the angel, and Scab wanted to visit the boy.
Okay, the assay office would be on the arc coming back. Would be one of the first things you hit at number 5.
Let's do that.
Okay. Killian, the dog follows McIntyre for a good city block before it stops and goes back.
I will keep that information to myself.
So the assay office is, of course, it's closed. You're at nighttime now. It's pretty late into the night. You're maybe 10 o'clock at night or so. Tiny pillbox of wooden building. It's got a single large window looking out onto the street. And despite the hour, and there's a little, closed sign on the door, there's still someone inside working away that you can see through the window. It's clearly lit. He's got several lanterns in there. And as you get close, you hear his voice kind of just booming out. He's a large mountain of a man. You hear his booming voice as he's just laughing or chortling at something that he's reading in a letter.
Well, someone should go knock.
I'll knock.
Okay. You go to the door. Before you can knock, he turns around and he looks out to this large window that, as I said, is kind of facing the street, and he sees all of you guys. Kind of gives you a scowl at first, and then his eyes light on Ivan, and then they just twinkle. You see his face just light up in a huge smile. He slams open the door. Make me a luck check, Daniel.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God.
Because it's... Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you made it. You're buffeted a little bit by the door, but it doesn't actually do you significant damage. It just kind of knocks you off the 3 steps you had to get up on to get to the door. You're just kind of knocked off into the street. As he comes running out of the assay office, huge grin on he's got this, mustache and frilly beard, very mountain man looking. Just Ivan, he runs right up to you. He's larger than you by a good amount. And he kind of just gets you this big bear hug, lifts you off your feet, and says, "Ah, the warrior Ivan. I remember your last great battle in the ring." He sits you down. He's a huge smile on his face. His eyes are glinting. He puts out this beefy hand. He grabs you, like on your wrist, and he starts pumping your arm up and down. "Ah, true warrior. I loved your last battles."
Oh, thank you, sir. Always good to meet a fan.
"Oh, yes. I remember when you first started off, he kind of looks you over. Well, you're not the man quite that I remember seeing last." And he's still got a big smile on his face. Remember, Eddie
You're
lost
younger.
a level last game.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's
I
looking a
kind of
little
pump my
younger.
chest a little bit. I'll kind of pump my chest and be like, "Oh, I've been a new training regime. I am now a little bit stronger than I was before."
He still has a great smile on his face. He says, "Oh, treat this as a gift, Ivan. You know now how to do it better this time."
Yes. I start over a little bit. I regain my prime.
You brought friends with you there. Kind of looks around. He gives like a little half smile to Scab. Like, everyone else, he just kind of wrinkles his eyes at. He says, "You have some warriors amongst your friends here." He kind of kneels down, and he has to kneel down to get like to Scab's level. He's on his knees. He looks right at you, Scab. He puts both huge paws on your shoulders, kind of brings you in real close, like nose to nose. He says, "You are a fantastic warrior. One day you will shake the mountains."
Yeah. Ivan
Yes.
says he's going to let me tag someday. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds cool.
Yes.
Can I tag
Great
him
battles
out?
are in your future.
As the guy stands up, I kind of lean in a little bit and kind of lean towards his ear. Just, I'm determined to train the boy. At one point, I don't know when, but he has much potential.
This is good. This is good. But Ivan, tell me, why are you here at this hour, this time of trial for this small town?
That is exactly why we are here. We have to try and do the right thing. We have to try and serve justice to the people that deserve to be protected.
Yes.
No bad things are coming.
I would expect nothing less from a lion, a bear, such as yourself, Ivan, and you, son, you have the makings of a great warrior. No, you are a great warrior. But he
You
looks
hear
up
that,
and at
Dad?
the rest of you. And he's like, he looks right at Killian. He says, "You have a warrior's heart, but you've yet to prove in yourself on the field of battle. Your time will come." He looks at Daniel. Meh.
Oh,
Ow.
wow.
Oh,
Oh,
I dare you to say that again. I'll shoot my friends right here.
And he goes in front of McIntyre and he looks very sternly at you. Now, again, this guy is hulking. He's like several feet taller than you. And the broadness of his shoulders just blocks out the light from the window. And he's looking down at you very disapprovingly. He's got his arms crossed. No, but it's you. It's you that will make this decision. Where is your heart, Warlock? I know who holds your soul, but where is your heart?
with the boy.
There's actually a little tear that goes down his cheek. He's like, "Yes, I see. The boy means everything to you,
He
doesn't he?
does. He does.
oh, shucks.
You know the boy is in danger as long as he stays here in Bannock. So will you fight for the boy? Will you fight for Bannock?"
Yes. I absolutely will.
Is McIntyre lying?
No. Yeah, I'm here to help out Bannock. That's what Scab wants. I'm down for it.
You're such a good man. I'm
Come in.
lucky you're my dad.
Come
Sometimes.
into my little office.
Okay.
Come in and share a drink with me.
I will.
I imagine he'll be holding the door open for everybody to come through. I'll kind of hold on the opposite side. So you just got these two towering guys on either side of the doorway while everybody else walks through.
It's actually
Yeah,
kind
it's,
of uncomfortable
it's
to walk
interesting.
through this door now because it's kind of packed.
You gotta
The
walk
little shack is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. You walk in, it's a lot more spacious than you would imagine, although it's still very sparse. There's this huge wooden table, a set of scales, some weights. It looks like he was reading through. He's got a number of penny dreadfuls on the table, just things about, the heroics of the West, that sort of thing. Lots of these pulp style magazines thrown about, whatever wrestling mag, because they'd have to have a wrestling mag. I mean, we've got luchadors.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
a wrestling mag.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I look over at them and I kind of pick one up and sort of look through the pictures a little bit. I see you are keeping up on current events.
Of course. Did you hear the Lion lost his title? Oh, sad.
Oh.
Sad.
Oh, He will regain it. I make this promise. He's a good warrior.
No, he literally lost it. Somewhere between here and there, it got lost.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe you'll come across it. Everyone, and he goes to a cabinet, and there you see there's lots of jars and bottles of various liquors. And he goes to the back and he pulls out this enormous liquor bottle. It's caked in dust. It looks ancient. Blows the dust off. It cleans it off. Pulls the cork out of the top. Puts the shot glasses on the table. Pours everybody a stiff drink.
Normally I would drink milk, but
That's more my speed.
Two heroes.
Aye.
Very well.
Is it okay, Dad?
This time it is fine.
It's my first drink.
Enjoy it.
Pure ambrosia. It's got the kick of alcohol, but it's smooth. It's wonderful. It tastes like wine, but it's not wine. Somewhere in between wine and a liquor. He says, one more. Pours it all out.
Sure.
This one is a little bit more somber as he pulls it up. He says, to good deaths.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it is our time, it will be our time, but we will go with glory.
So, and he just he pulls up some stools. Just you didn't see him at first. He just seems to pull them out of nowhere. Hands everybody like a bar stool so that you're all kind of over this enormous desk with all of the scales and weights just all over the place. He kind of just pushes everything to the side so that you can all sit around and talk.
Nice.
I do.
So how have you prepared for this battle?
Well, we're still
Not well.
working on that. We've received a few boons from those who want to stop the coming destruction. I think the thing we're striving for the most at this moment is finding the fist itself and destroying it once and for all.
Well, the fist cannot be destroyed.
I mean, others have said opposite.
Yes. They would.
Is this one of those things where like you could break it for a bit, but it'd go back sort of thing?
He kind of points at Chance and she says, you tell me, you have the rended and torn pages from an evil tome. Is the tome still alive? Does it still exist, or is it merely pages? Is it merely dust?
Technically, it still exists,
Yes.
even if it's not together.
Yes. You understand.
Oh,
Chance does not
okay.
understand.
I mean,
So-
hey, if we break it apart and spread it around, that at least is
I mean,
something.
then we're in this situation again.
We just keep the thumb.
Something's better than nothing.
I mean, yes, I guess that's our ultimate. We are looking for a permanent solution here.
Hmm.
If we...
Well, I cannot help you in that.
Yeah.
I'm not permitted to interfere
That is fine.
in that way. I don't always follow rules. And he kind of pushes over the set of scales that are on the desk, and he pushes them right in front of McIntyre. This was a gift from my brother. We'll call it a loan.
Very well. Thank you. Was I correct in your name? Was Michael?
I go by Remiel here.
Very well. Thank you, Remiel.
That's a cool name.
I'll take the scales, gonna check them out.
You know the time and place of your battle, yes?
Is tomorrow at midnight?
Yes. They will arrive at the first stroke of midnight. They will be more easily harmed during the first and the last stroke of midnight. Thereafter, much harder to end.
Very well.
So similar to a battle I remember in ancient Assyria. Oh, the king was so proud, so proud. I beheaded him and I crushed his skull in front of his many wives. Oh, those were the days.
Oh boy.
He smacks Ivan on the back. You'll remember. Oh, no, you wouldn't, of course. Oh, sorry.
Well, no,
You
that's
have an
okay.
old soul, my friend.
Part of what we're doing, it sounds like there's going to be, is it 7? My counting's not always good, but like, it seems like it's pretty important for us to understand the people that are going to be there. Like we're trying to do our homework. Like you're an old hand at this, and maybe you know somebody that's showing up, or you know something about them.
Yes, 7. 7 is a holy number, but in this case, there are 7 doubles you must contend with. 7 men who have already tasted death once.
Yeah,
Are still here.
We know that their leader has to be hanged again. I forget who had the other.
No, that is not correct. That is not correct. Their leader,
The
Mr.
tentacle
Tut.
one.
He goes by the finger thief.
That's correct. Okay.
Yes. No, he is hard to kill, but he can be killed by mortal means. He is very difficult to take down, though. It is the scalp hunter you speak of, John Glanton.
Okay.
Yes. If you can find a scalp, a freely offered cut from a living subject, will render the scalp hunter powerless if you can get it upon his head.
It's good to know.
Yes, you have heard conflicting information.
Okay.
Wow, that's not surprising.
I see you
Was-
already hold other mementos, trinkets from the gods that are here to watch.
Can I confess something to you?
Looks all right.
Sometimes I don't fully understand things. I just go as good as I can. But I think is there a doctor amidst them? Like I got this horseshoe, and I swear I saw a doctor when I was holding the horseshoe. Does that mean anything to you?
I have to get the name right. Give me just a second. Thomas Hodges, the outlaw doc. Yes.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I just bash his head in with this horseshoe, you think that'll work?
I don't know, but I do know the nature of these artifacts. They are not merely symbols. They're not merely what they look like. They have wills and minds of their own. At the appointed hour, you will know what best to do.
It's the same of this scale that you've loaned me.
Yes. I know it'll be useful to you in the coming battle. I cannot say how.
Very well.
I have a lot of work to do yet.
Mm-hmm.
How many items do we have at this point? Remember.
Okay, so out of character, your gambler has the ace of spade.
Yep.
Somebody has the Rhiannon shoe, the shoe from the Fae.
That's
Yep.
Jeremy.
What else do we have?
We've got the black milk.
Yeah,
That's not.
you
a
feel
fight.
like that's not quite the
Yeah.
same thing, though. It'll be helpful to you, but not really against any of the 7. You know about the noose. You feel like the noose is probably something that will help.
Yeah, and we got the scales now.
Mhm.
When you have the scales.
Still need a scalp.
We know where to get that. The sheriff might be willing to loan us that.
And the only other advice, as I say, they're weakest between the first and last stroke of midnight. Afterwards, their power is significant.
It's like if things were to be divided out into like some sort of arbitrary system, you'd be talking like round 1 and round 12.
Actually, it's not that. Just out of character. Because I think a round is 3 seconds long, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there would be like 3 rings in a round.
Okay. Can I maybe ask
Every match
something?
has a time. Every match must come to an end.
I have another question. It's maybe a little less important, but in case we don't all die here, it'd probably be important to Ivan there. You seem like somebody who knows a lot of things. Do you maybe know where that lion's belt is? Maybe if Ivan could help him find it, he'd give him a match for it.
That is the lion's burden to bear.
Okay. I tried. Because I'd love to see you wrestle the lion.
Ivan will reach over and kind of put his hand on Scab's shoulder and say, I will fight him again. Do not worry, little one. Whether it happens here or in the next life, he is owed a match.
Yep, he pours out another shot of liquor. You guys feel fine right now. Was anybody down on hit points?
Not right now. I think we're
Okay.
fairly rested up.
This is the other
Yeah.
thing you get. For each shot that you've taken so far, 2 shots so far, if you are down any attributes other than luck, you can put a point back. 2 points.
Surprisingly, right now, my attributes are all healed up.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
What?
I think somehow we're all healthy at the moment.
We had a little break, and then we really haven't gotten into any trouble so far.
Yeah.
That's good. I
We've been-
need all my attributes for the battle.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
My tongue's numb.
That is fantastic. Enjoy that.
I can't stop smiling.
That's absolutely fine. A good thing.
I can cheat the fates by telling you one more piece of information that might help. If you can find the grave of an honest man, a handful of dirt from that grave, we'll seek to hold one of the 7. Big Steve Long is particularly fallible to this. I cannot
All right.
tell you where such a grave might be.
No, that's very helpful.
So, one more drink, one more toast.
Very
Sure.
well.
Ivan will hold his cup up and say, to the coming battle.
No. To warriors that have fallen before. To friends and enemies that have passed, we remember them.
Much better.
Bring to that.
Yeah,
That's right.
The liquor's changed. While it's still good, it has a note of bitterness to it. Everybody make me a stamina check.
All right.
Yeah, 12. That's not bad.
Oh, I got 5.
Everybody pass?
Oh, God, crit.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I got a
Scab.
5.
Oh, wow,
To be
Scab.
fair, like,
Yes, Scab, take your boon. Everyone that passed it, roll a d4, take that many points of luck. If you failed it, it simply means that you grimaced from like the bitterness of it,
Fair.
and
What
your
do we need to
ancestors are
beat
not
to pass?
pleased.
I'm not surprised my ancestors aren't pleased. That's fine.
What did we need to beat to pass it?
Oh, 10.
Okay, good.
can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course.
I know the masks are special, and maybe I won't get a mask of my own, but like if I did, what do you think would be a good mask for me?
He turns around and he goes through his cabinets. He pulls out a mask. He says, "This was taken from a young wrestler, fell before his time." He hands you the mask.
Well, I didn't mean to ask for nothing. I was just asking what you think would be good.
No, this mask needs a home. So the mask is like a domino, half white, half black. The black side is kind of just featureless. The mouth portion of it is just a straight line. The white portion of it is up in like almost a childish grin, and around the eyes are like it's like a smiling young boy on one side. The other side is like not the opposite, it's just a darker half.
We'll try it on.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I didn't mean to ask for nothing. But that's really cool. That feels right.
You didn't ask. The mask asked.
Are you
Yes, this is
serious?
good. This is
very
good.
Go ahead. Don't leave us waiting in suspense.
Looks good. Looks good.
You look fantastic.
So buzzed, Dad.
That's very good.
Ivan will kind of reach a hand out for him to slap and grab.
Tag!
Yes. Your training begins.
Outside, you hear the tolling of a church bell. You could swear that you hadn't been in here for maybe half hour tops, but that's the first toll of midnight.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, wow.
It's not this midnight, right?
No. Rest. Build your energy. Build your strength. Tomorrow you will do battle. Tomorrow.
Very well. Off.
Ivan will kind of stand up and reach a hand out to, to shake with the man, and kind of a warrior grasp kind of thing,
Same thing.
grabbing the
Grabs
wrist
your
on either side.
again and gives you that Roman shake.
Truly, it has been an honor. Thank you, sir, for your hospitality.
Your ancestors smile upon you, except for that whole shitting in your pants thing.
Ivan kind of cracks a grin and chuckles for a second. He says, "Well,
we're almost an hour in.
We all have funny stories now and then."
I'll give him a very awkward and childish hug from the side.
Yeah. He ruffles your hair.
Thank you.
Some of it comes out in his hands. Yeah, so you guys spend 2 hours in Remiel's presence. You feel good. You feel rested. The alcohol is burning in your stomach, giving you a little lassitude. You're feeling, you're a little fatigued, but you feel good. The night air is warm, and the church bell continues to toll out.
Rest.
Do we rest for the night? Do we try and get a little more done?
There are still lots of buildings with lights on.
I'm
really
wired
odd.
for sound right now, guys. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Well,
I don't really sleep though, so I guess that don't matter much.
yes. So, I mean,
Cheer
we
up,
still
wipe
have,
sound.
what is it, 4, 6, 9, and 11, correct?
11 is the jails and sheriff's
we've
office.
been through there.
So you've already visited that.
What is 4 there?
It's 4. It's a schoolhouse.
And 6?
6, just a group of houses,
All right.
homes.
And the last one, what was 9?
And which one? 9?
Yeah.
It's General Goods Store.
Okay.
Chrisman's General Store.
Or we find the graveyard.
Yeah, maybe that's what we spend some time doing.
We need to find the grave of an honest man.
Sure.
It's cut off. It's 13 on the map, which I don't believe you can see on your copy.
No.
I had to cut off a few things because it was too many clues were on the map.
Hmm.
So it's 13's out this way,
All right. Oh, okay.
just outside of town.
Okay.
Well, let's go to a graveyard and find an honest man's grave.
Okay.
Gillian, this will probably be your specialty.
Absolutely.
The moon is not quite full, but more than enough to give you light as you trot out to the cemetery. There's a collection of tombstones. There's tall, dry grass here and a sorry-looking picket fence, a physical boundary between the world of the living and dead. It does not look like the cemetery has had a lot of folks here caring for it. No caretaker, as the grass has grown long and dry and dead. Everything's laid out in very orderly rows. There are 36 headstones arranged in the cemetery. And there are 6 freshly dug graves. Shovels stuck in the nearby dirt on each one.
Well,
I don't like that.
Gillian,
There's supposed to be 7, right?
I mean,
yeah.
there's 6 of us.
Perhaps
Yeah,
coincidentally, there are 6 of you.
Yeah, I'm well aware. So
Easily.
thinking optimistically, guys.
Well, let's. I think we should start with those that seem to have been recently dug. At the very least, it'll be easier to pocket the dirt if we find somebody. Yeah, we'll approach the nearest one with a shovel sticking out of it and see if there's any markers for.
Oh no, the ones that are freshly opened graves.
They're open. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, those are ours.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think we've spoken with the Undertaker yet, have we?
You haven't found an Undertaker yet. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, actually you have. You saw his sign. Yeah.
Well, he's
Just looking at some of the headstones, you got Henry Plummer, born January 10th, 1832, died January 10th, 1864. And underneath, it just says good riddance. Headstones damaged or someone's attempted to remove the date of death.
Ooh.
Tommy Green, born 1800, died May 29, 1863. Caption, I was a bad man. Bernice Camphor died June 12, 1862. Beloved mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmother. Reverend Bob Kiefer, born July 9th, 1839, died. It's unfinished. Thomas Palm Sr., born November 10th, 1799, died May 1st, 1864. Rest well.
Could I lean on my 6th sense any to see if any of these?
Well, I tell you what, you can do that, but I also want everyone to make me a luck check, especially those of you that care to read newspapers now and then.
I've been known to read before.
Let's pass.
I passed by 1.
Chuck,
Yes.
I want you to make me a personality check.
Absolutely. 3.
No go there. You do feel there's kind of a charge in the cemetery in general, but roll was too low. So
Sure.
you're kind of you're not sure where exactly. You just feel a little something here. Now somebody made the luck check. Who was that?
I did. I mean, this is my hometown, right?
I did
So-
as well. I think
Hometown,
several
did
of
you
us
spend-
did.
Yeah, you guys. It's okay. I'm going to give this to Chance because Chance spent some time in here. Tommy Green, the one where it says I was a bad man. You
Yeah.
remember Tommy Green? You might have hung out with him a little bit. He had a lot of minor fame in the territory for his open-faced honesty when he robbed and murdered people.
I was gonna say they didn't say
Yeah,
a good man.
when I heard I was a bad man, I was like, that might be.
Well, it said we're looking for dirt from an honest man, right?
Exactly.
Not a good one, just an honest one.
Yes.
And technically, this checks that box.
Something
That's
tells
true.
me if we asked that old lady some questions, she would have some not so honest answers. Grandmothers like to tell stories. At least they do in France.
Well,
I feel like this is our guy, but
I'll go grab one of the shovels. And he was your friend, Chance. I'll let you do the honors.
I suppose
dig it.
I'll help. I'll be talking to him soon.
Killian, make me a presence check.
You ready?
Yep.
Oof. 5.
Or a personality check. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
it right. 5. No, that's a failure. You guys, you just taking a handful of dirt, or you taking a shovel full of dirt? What are you doing?
I mean, he said just a handful, so we'll keep it to a handful.
Okay. You bend down, you scrape a bit of dirt off the grave. That sensation that you were getting, Chuck, all right, just suddenly kind of peaks, throwing you into like something's wrong. Something's very wrong. As you step back, Chance, you got a handful of this grave dirt. Around you, let's see here, 4 corpses burst out of the covered ground and start pulling themselves out of the ground. Killian, you can now feel it. There are malevolent souls inhabiting these corpses.
Oh dear.
More along these 30 some odd tombstones seem to be pulling themselves up as well a little further down, but immediately around you there are 4 that are pulling themselves out of the ground. Before we go into initiative, they're not quite out of the ground yet. What do you want to do?
Do we retreat? There's a lot.
Ivan's looking over at Chance like, put it back, put it back.
We need this. It's too late. Turn undead, Killian. Turn undead.
Yeah, that's not how I work.
Oh no.
Yes, I say we retreat.
That's when I go for my gun and start charging it with gloom. Actually, that is how I work.
This is a great place to have a grit check. Why doesn't everybody give me a grit check here?
I don't know. My least favorite roll,
Great
Nick.
check.
I'm really. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh my
I still
god.
got a 13 though.
DC 12 on this one.
Oh, I passed on
All right.
rolling a 1.
Oh, I actually passed.
All right, Killian, you failed.
Okay.
Did you want to spend any luck on that?
You know what? Yeah, I've got so much luck. I'm going to spend a couple luck on that.
I might spend a boon to re-roll it because I'm so far away.
Yeah. Okay.
Was DC 12?
Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Yeah, I'll spend a look.
all right, you're good on the second one, Chance.
Okay.
So is everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did everybody pass?
Yeah.
Gab, did you spend the luck to pass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which case you can act normally. So I'm giving you a round to do whatever before they pull themselves out of the ground.
I would vote for retreat. Maybe if we get out of the graveyard, they won't be able to follow us.
Okay.
The best case, we lead a bunch of zombies to town.
Where there's magical, godlike people there who I don't think are bound to not participate in this fight.
Exactly.
Oh, so dirty.
Quick,
Okay,
to
so
Remy
you choose to back up and kind of head towards the exit of the picket fence that's around the area. All right, in which case, we'll make this easy. Go ahead and everybody roll initiative, and I'm just going to roll 1 initiative for them. If you guys, well, those of you that go before they do will get out of the picket area.
That
Do we still
leaves
have your
all our good
modifier
rolls
to initiative? From the
Setting
brand
it
or
in turn
whatever?
tracker.
I thought, Bert, is that still active?
No, I think between
Yeah.
between sessions it went away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Not
maybe you're going to have
between
to
modules.
the
it went
branding.
away.
I did good. Yeah.
Okay, they got a 17. Who got higher than a 17?
I did.
We actually all did somehow.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
remember to
No
click on your
way.
token
18,
first?
18, 20, 19, 23. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Eight.
All
18.
pass the wooden picket on the outside. And Killian, just in passing, you do also have a feeling that the fencing does designate a boundary between living and the dead. And as soon as you pass, you kind of feel that. And the corpses kind of shamble up to the gates and they kind of pause there. They all kind of look at you with the various empty or, eye sockets that still have a little bit of meat to them, just kind of peering at you.
Get
You
back
got
in your
outside of the
holes.
cemetery. Yeah, they just kind of continue to stare and stand.
Well, we've got our dirt.
Yep. You may now rest in peace, or if you choose to keep possessing those bodies and torture yourselves in the land of the living, I suppose that's all on you now. Ta.
So,
All right.
okay.
You hear the hissing as you leave, as they're
Big bad.
continue to harass you from the picket line, calling out, "Hey, then you're a coward!"
Oh,
They didn't mean it.
they didn't mean it.
My fight will come with you later. Tonight I have more important and pressing matters than to deal with dead men.
You have a scoop of earth from an honest man.
Okay. Well,
Oh, I think that we still don't have anything from the sheriff, right?
we have to get his
Mm-mm.
scalp.
You've got to convince him to let you scalp him alive.
Hey there, BP Gaming RPG. Thanks for that raid.
Thanks, guys.
We're gonna try and scalp a sheriff
We have to get his
with
permission.
consent.
With his consent.
With consent.
So,
Always
okay.
get consent before scalping your local law enforcement.
So the last tone of midnight has passed some minutes ago. And as you come back into town, more lights are off. There are very few lights that are still on. Back at the Hotel Mead, where the Fates were gambling, those lights are still on there, but not much else.
So
Maybe time to turn in for the night.
it probably would be fine. I'm trying to think.
Wait a minute, didn't you? I think you guys did visit the Undertaker. Wasn't he? So do you guys remember there being a crazy guy who told you that the Seven were planning on burning down the town? Seem to remember role playing that out with you guys.
don't.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was a different group.
I don't remember that.
Okay, ignore that then.
And he's,
So we've got the horseshoe, the ace, scales, dirt from an honest man. We know where the noose is. We know where the scalp is. We're missing a seventh.
Hard.
What's that?
the finger thief.
Ace.
We've got the ace. I counted that.
Oh, we did. Sorry, I missed that.
Putting some circles on the map so we can remember which things we've got.
Mhm.
Put a circle out here where the dirt came from.
There was something about the finger thief dying by mortal means, though it would be difficult.
Right.
And for some reason, I wrote down in my notes, and I don't think this is from any actual information. This might have just been a guess on my part, but the finger thief may not have died.
Oh.
So, I think at that point, yeah, Killian will just mention, I don't think the finger thief might actually be dead. If he can be killed normally, by mortal means, he must be mortal. He's probably some sort of grand, powerful man.
That could be.
So we shoot him a lot, or eschew guns entirely, and have Ivan break his neck.
Okay. I'm
Looks
fine
like
with that.
we're missing a few things yet, but
You also had set up camp next to the itinerant blacksmith who just got into town, if I remember right.
Yep.
Down here. That's where you left your horses anyway. You can see his wagon is boarded up, no lights on.
I'm trying to remember. We haven't gotten anything from him, correct?
Nope. The tinker's cart. No, got nothing from him. Although he's the one who led you to the horseshoe.
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't think we spoke with the coffin maker directly. I
Well,
made a note that the coffin maker might know how the seven died, but I don't
Mhm,
see anything
mhm.
about actually speaking with him.
that could be a good conversation for after breakfast.
Indeed.
And then there's still the problem of that camp that's threatened to harm us if we interfere.
And we can lead them to the graveyard, I suppose. That would be funny. I mean, a terrible tragedy between the world of the living and the dead. But,
Or
what can you do?
we go in while they're sleeping tonight.
Well, look, just to get things moving, if you want to talk to the Undertaker, he's in building 14. There is a small light on that you see coming out of a window.
Okay. We can do one more thing for the night.
Sure, let's go.
So, out of character and all, I don't know if you want to do the confrontation with the seven without your gambler. So I'm giving you some opportunity to ham it up a little bit before,
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
that's-
just, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yes.
All right. Well,
So the Undertaker's place is a small wooden building. It's painted a very somber black. Most of the buildings in town are whitewashed. This one's like a very dull matte black. There are several coffins on the outside, all lined up very neatly, leaning against the front of the building in descending size order. There's a hanging sign that kind of flaps in the wind that says Gregory D's Proprietor. You can't help but notice that there are exactly 6 coffins.
one of
Kind
them
of like,
scab
you know,
size.
size.
You also can't help but notice that there's one that's about Scab's height,
Yeah.
all the way up to Ivan sized.
A little broader.
Yeah. Well, I'll go knock on the door.
You knock on the door. There's a very harried man you could smell the alcohol coming off him immediately. His eyes are bloodshot red. And as he opens the door, you see that he has buckets and buckets and buckets of sand just staged all over the inside of his house with shovels nearby. He looks at you and says, "This is not time yet." He looks directly at you, McIntyre. 6'1.5".
Yes, you've got the measurements, you've got the holes, you've got the coffins, but it is not time yet. We've come to talk to you about other things.
Oh, good. There's still time to prepare. I gotta let them all know the fires are gonna be bad. Gonna burn down the village.
We're trying to stop that.
Oh, that's why you got the sand. Okay.
We gotta warn them. I got sand. I got shovels. We got water. They just ain't got the will. He looks right at you, McIntyre, kind of grabs you. He's a short guy. He's like, 5'6", 5'7". He kind of grabs you as best he can, middle of shirt, trying to pull you down to him. And he's like, "It don't matter what you're gonna do. It's gonna burn. There's gonna be houses burning."
Yes, the bird worshippers at the camp nearby stated something to the effect of watching things burn.
Yes, I seen him. I seen him in a dream. It's going to start right over there. Points at the Goodrich Hotel. That's the first building that's going to burn.
That's
So
very
do we
worrisome.
do something to try and stop it from burning? Maybe the buildings
There's no
around it
stopping
from
the
burning?
seven. There's no
We-
stopping them.
Are here to stop the 7.
We have
I
this,
seen it in
and
a
I'll
dream.
hold out some dirt. We have this. We will stop them.
He opens the door wider. I got dirt. I got dirt in every pail and every jar in this house.
This is dirt from the grave of an honest man.
Does that work better against fires?
It does.
It works better against one of the 7.
There's no stopping the 7. Saw it in a dream. Ran through this village, burning and pillaging, laughing.
Well,
Man in the lead had his tentacles coming out where his beard was, and he's chewing where he normally got like a cigar, a cheroot in your mouth. He had this dry finger sticking out of his mouth.
yes,
Started
he's
chewing on it.
the finger thief. Question for you. The rest of the 7, other than the finger thief, have already died once. At least once. Has the finger thief died already?
Oh no, I don't know. But he's 6'3.5".
You know his size.
He rattles off your exact height. Well, plus an inch. You need an inch on both ends, you know. You got to die with your boots on.
Yeah.
And why are you wearing platform shoes?
Gives me a little elevation for, shooting.
Better line of sight.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so he is 6'3.5". So yes, we will need Ivan to break his neck because he's probably the only one who can.
You don't understand. You know, you had the dream. You got to help me. You got to get these citizens knowing that their place is going to burn down. Oh, place is going to burn.
Oh, like if it's gonna burn, this water and dirt's not helping anything, right? Do we just need to get people to leave?
Well, my dream, it don't finish. So maybe we can put the fires out before they spread. I know the buildings are going to burn. I just don't know if they're going to all burn. You got to save what you can save.
So,
My dream,
In your dream.
always stops before the last stroke of midnight.
that is...
In your dream, do any of the buildings not already on fire?
Actually, he tells you that the fires start this end of town. He knows that 8 is the first one to go up, and then his is next, and so it all starts in this block over here.
Does it spread from one to the next, or are they started independently of each other?
Nah, they're throwing these bottles of liquor, all fired up, spreads and gets on the roofs. It gets on that dry wood, and then it spreads.
Does the church burn?
Church burns.
Ooh.
So,
I never see the end of it. Never see how much damage is done at the end. So I'm getting prepared. Got to prepare. You prepared for the end times? Got your bucket? You got your shovel? Got your Bitcoin? No.
I have been mining.
Get your canned goods and shotguns and bomb shelter.
Should we be delivering some of these buckets of sand and shovels to these folks so they get it when time comes? I mean, they might not listen now, but once it's there, they might actually do something with it if they got
That's
it.
why I'm preparing. I'm
I'll
going to
deliver it.
I'm going to put a bucket of sand and a shovel near every home.
I'll help you. I ain't got to sleep. I'll spend all night delivering buckets and sand and shovels.
why don't we...
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. I didn't see none of you in my dream.
Oh, either that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Ooh.
He stops for a minute and he counts. Well, there aren't 7 of you. There ain't none of you chewing on a finger. I guess
We
you're
are
all
not
right.
the 7. There's only 6 of us. And the dream brought us here to either help or hinder the 7. And we've all decided to hinder the 7. We're going to stop them.
It's been 3 days since I chewed on a finger.
What does that taste like?
Chicken.
I mean, a man's got to be chewing on them fingers for some reason. They taste good.
Real crunchy.
I mean, I got ample opportunity to chaw on a finger here and there. You know, I just never tried it before.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I would imagine it'd be difficult because most people are buried like this. People would notice, oh, look, that one's missing. So
You'd be surprised at how many people don't look at a coffin after I slam them shut. I mean, I save money now and then by cutting a few inches off the bottom so they fit better. Ain't nobody look.
That's fair. I mean, if you take it off the feet, just put
that would
the
explain why
shoes-
those zombies were so slow the other. Just that
Oh,
past
yes. When we visited the graveyard, they...
hour.
Yes. Well, how about this? If we need to warn everyone, why don't you and Scab start distributing the buckets, and the rest of us will split up and go building to building. Just let everyone know a violent posse is showing up tomorrow night to raise the town, to be prepared to fight against fires.
Only you can prevent second
fires.
story fires.
Yes.
There you go.
That's
Maybe
a
we
good
can get-
idea, but you know it's the middle of the night, right? Most folk probably ain't going to open the door, and if they are, they're going to open it with a shotgun in your face.
Well, then why don't we do it in the morning?
This
That's
is
an
a
excellent
public health
idea.
inspection.
Health inspection.
If we could just get everybody to the other end of town before they show up, it would at least buy us some time.
Very well.
I didn't
Missed the
see that
sheriff
in
to
my
hold an
dream.
emergency
I just saw
meeting
the
at
buildings burning. I didn't see the people running. Maybe the people got away before the burning started. But then who'd put the fires out? Who would put the fires out?
Yes. Well, then it's settled. In the morning, after breakfast, we'll set out on our plan. Go door to door, warn everyone, while you and Scab distribute buckets.
You're down a person, about 5'10". He lies about his height, though.
Yes, he had a little much to drink.
He also has a tendency to lie about other things.
No.
He's good at it, though. Very good.
He'll
Okay, okay. Tomorrow morning, get us some sleep. Gonna drink me some more whiskey. And we'll warn everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll warn them.
Tell them all. Maybe we'll even start a fire and show them how to put it out.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay. Well, it's time for a nap.
Agreed. Thank you, Crazy Coffin Man.
D, Gregory D. Pryor.
Gregory D. Yes. Killian.
Bourbon aficionado.
I can
Want
agree.
some?
thanks.
No, I'm fine.
I hold Scab back just a little bit with
Scab
one
holds
hand,
out of his
like not
hands.
in-
Well, Scab holds out his hands. He pours some into your hands.
This is real good, Dad. I think I found my new favorite thing.
You have much to learn, Scab. Much to learn. We'll both teach
Oh
him.
God,
We'll
Scab's
both
gonna have
teach
two
him.
teachers.
That was a defining moment for Chance. So see, Chance is still a lush, but now it's only the high dollar liquor that does anything for him.
He's an expensive lush.
That's right. You have
He's
much to learn.
He needs a 2,000-year-old sugar mama.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he likes them aged finely.
All right. So, yes, sleep now. In the morning, warn everyone. And go ask the sheriff if we can cut the top of his head off.
Yeah, normal questions.
Yes.
He'll grow back, right?
I think that's how it works for him.
I have seen photographs. That is not how that works.
But the sheriff is different.
Surely, when we have killed the evildoer, we can put the scalp back on him.
I think so. If not, he'll just have to really commit to wearing a hat.
Yes, he will need a hat to cover the knot he'll have to tie in the top of his head.
Maybe we should arrange for a doctor at the same time.
So what are you guys doing now?
I think we're going to rest for the night. And in the morning, we're going to warn everyone and have that conversation with the sheriff.
So am I on base saying that you guys want to wait for Joe to be here to do the big showdown?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
so
that would be
I'm gonna-
a responsible thing to do for one thing.
I'm going to throw something else at you then. So as you go back, one on the map there. So you've kind of thrown out your bedrolls, your horses have been hobbled, they've been given grain. As you're coming back, right across the street from you, number 16 on the map, all of you hear the sound of a hammer hitting anvil.
Ooh,
So you look up and you don't see like a smithy sign at all, but that's definitely the sound of someone working on an anvil. You see a little bit of lamplight flickering through the boards there,
Is it
not showing through
a
the windows,
stable?
which look like they might have a curtain or some
Okay.
cloth thrown up over it.
Well,
Well,
if the farrier's
always-
up, let's go say hi.
Let's go say, please stop hammering on that. We're trying to sleep.
Or see if they've got something to help us.
Okay. So this homestead has got both a smithy bordering on the small cleared courtyard. It's very neat and orderly as you step up. Let me have both Killian and Scab. Please make me a willpower save, DC 12.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Willpower, you say?
I'll burn a couple luck.
All right, we go. Oh. I think it'd be fun to see what happens when I fail.
Yeah. Killian, you feel a palpable force that you have to push through, like the air has suddenly gotten very solid. But you kind of grit your teeth and push through, and you're able to get onto the porch. Everyone else is fine except for Scab, who you lift your leg like you're going to put it on the porch, and you find you can't. You physically can't get up onto the porch. McIntyre, as you get near the front door, do you notice that there is a piece of ironwork right above the frame of the door, kind of twisted into kind of a knot? Definitely looks like a magical symbol of some sort, and you do get that kind of thrill through your spine that there's something supernatural about it.
I think I'm just gonna wait out here for a little bit, Dad.
Very well, if you need to. You have had quite a bit to drink tonight.
I guess I'm too drunk to use stairs. I don't know. I
It happens.
can't.
I can
That does
confirm
not happen.
yeah, stairs can sometimes be very intimidating.
I think I'm scared of stairs now. I'm just gonna sit here. I just can't do it. I don't know why.
Okay.
Hit you
I
tomorrow.
dare say it's worse to fall up them than down them. So
So who's knocking on the door?
If I wasn't hindered by that, I can knock.
Okay, you're not hindered at all. You knock on the door. You hear something call out from inside. You can't quite make out what they say. Baritone, male voice. You hear a lock being thrown back like a deadbolt, which is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Door opens and middle-aged man, bald head, just heavily built, sweating, comes to the door. Kind of looks out. He's got, he doesn't look he looks interested more than anything. Well, it's pretty late, folks. We're well since closed. Sure you heard me hammering out there. I'm sorry if I caused you any distress. I'm almost done with my work.
No,
What can I do for you?
We're here looking for assistance in stopping the 7 that are arriving at
You
midnight.
got 7 friends coming?
They're not
Muted.
friends. Who's muted?
I was like, I wouldn't call them friends.
Yes.
Okay, so 7 folks are coming into town. What about it? They're going to need some horseshoes. I mean, I can set them up, but as I said, I'm definitely closed for the night. You're up awfully late.
Yes, we are. So you don't know anything about the Fist of Lang?
Yeah.
Star falling from the sky, strange dreams.
Is that something you need made? I don't. Make me a personality check, Chuck.
Yeah.
DC 14.
Very well. Quite lost. I'm so used to talking to people in this town and them knowing what I'm talking about.
I'm envisioning that McIntyre's up front, probably Scab's right behind.
I roll a 0 and I get a hex.
Killian behind, and then Chance and Eddie, or excuse me, Chance and Ivan. So other than McIntyre, you really can't see into the building too well. It's dark back there. There's just like some candlelight on in the background. Wow, Pierce, you
I did really bad. Really
got a hex
bad.
token.
I did.
You got any boons to offset that right off?
No, I do not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm afraid I don't know what that is. That sounds like a very. I mean, I'm a blacksmith, sir. I'm not a whitesmith. I don't do jewelry. I don't. I don't
Do you
understand what
do
you're asking.
charms that keep the deceased at bay, like what hangs over your door?
I, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will spend a point of personality to cast Bone Dance
Okay.
to summon spirits around me.
Oh. Okay.
And as I cast my abilities, my face also glows with the shape of a skull, hence Calavera. So
When you cast that, you get a better look at the host of the house. It's like a fairly normal man, but behind him, there's a very powerful entity that's got his hands on both of his shoulders. And as you start to cast, he looks up at you and goes, puts his hand back on the man's shoulder. He's dressed up in a very colorful, large headdress, lots of colored feathers and beads all around it. You had the dream. Looks a lot like the Indian who saw the meteor fall from the sky in your dream. Your power does not work, Killian.
ooh.
You doing something funny over there, Killian?
Uh,
Well, you all see like his face glows like it does when he's doing something. It just
and yet
no
no
spirits
spirits
come to your call.
manifest. Of
Seems
course, they would
something-
not come to my call because of the charm hanging above the doorway. Makes sense. Yes, I see that now. Of
You
course.
suck, stairs.
Would you like some water, Scab? How is your head?
I'm fine.
Oh, maybe he doesn't realize it, but perhaps he can help us out.
Mm.
My mouth is really dry. I tried to spit on the stairs, but I couldn't.
I don't know if that's normal for him. Well, first, do you have some water that we could give to our deceased friend back there? And second, is there anyone else that we could speak with? Perhaps somebody a little bit more colorful? Shall we say?
All right. You can tell now that he's starting to look sideways a little bit. It's like, look, folks, I don't know what it is that you want here. I'm just a simple blacksmith. Don't know anything about what you're talking about here.
Well, tomorrow is set to be a pretty bad day for all of us. Just looking for a little help where we can find it.
Billion, are you talking directly to the spirit that shushed you?
I'm looking at the spirit, but I'm talking to the blacksmith.
Okay. Make me a personality check.
And just to make super duper sure, I'm going to add a couple of luck to that.
No, you're good. No, you made it.
Okay.
14 was what I was looking for. You see the spirit kind of turn the man's shoulder with his hand. You can tell that the spirit is attached. He's possessing the man. And then the man kind of turns his shoulder, says, "Well, I suppose you should all come in and we can have a talk. I'm not a drinking man, but I've got some nice, cool, sweet spring water."
Oh, that
on
would
in.
be lovely, yes.
Probably just what we need at this point in the day.
Takes a jug off a nearby table, pours into a glass. Says, "Here's for your friend out there. I'm sorry he can't come in."
Yes, I'll return in just a moment. I'll take the water out to Scab.
Thank you.
Yes, certainly. It usually goes well after a nice bourbon.
I don't know what's nice or not, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I try. I do try. Not very well sometimes, but I try.
Tastes good. He lights a few more candles. It's pretty dark inside his house. You see that all the windows are covered with like a dark cloth, just completely blocking out sunlight from the day. Of course, this is night now. Lights a few candles, has everyone sit around the table. Killian, you can see like his every move is being like when the guy goes to light the candle, you can see the spirit picking up his hand, to make him pick up the candle and to light the candle. And then when he sits down, the spirit pushes him into the chair and kind of stands behind him while it stares at you.
Well, as my friend Mr. McIntyre here said we're looking for a strange thing. It's something that long ago fell out of the sky and is nearby, and it seems that it's responsible for a great calamity that 7 individuals wish to visit upon the town. And we are here to stop these 7 individuals. We're sort of wandering trouble seekers, but not necessarily troublemakers. I'll look at Pierce.
Killian,
Not all of us.
You see the spirit kind of bear down on the guy's shoulders, and it darts a quick look off to the left. And the man speaks and says, "Look, I don't know what it is you're talking about. I mean, if you talk to a preacher, sounds like you all have some troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that Masons Guild across the street. They deal with all that hokum. Maybe you need yourselves a good doctor or something to talk to. I don't get what you're all talking about."
Ivan will just ask the guy, "What? You seem to be a fine craftsman, sir. What is it exactly that you're working on?"
"Simple blacksmith. Just my son went on. Don't blame him. Work's not so good around here. I'm just back ordered. I got to make some horseshoes. They've been in demand lately. I'm just behind is all. I'm sorry if it bothered you." Killian, with the spirit's eyes darted off to the left, you see that it's kind of like into the man's living room. There's like a worn rug covering the floor. Like, it was just real quick. Yeah.
Ivan, I don't wish to be so horrible to all of my friends, especially to you, Ivan. But something may or may not happen in a very near future, and I would appreciate it if you would ply your trade as best you know how to prevent the worst from happening, should the worst begin to happen. Is that amenable to you?
I don't know exactly what you mean, but I will try to always do good.
Fair enough. I'll get up and I'll head towards the living room where the rug is.
Okay. Blacksmith kind of looks behind, sees where you're going, and he kind of moves his chair so that he can keep you in his peripheral vision.
But he's not trying to stop me.
Nope.
All right, then. Anyway, continue speaking, or if you like, feel free to come investigate with me. I think we...
No, hold on now. I mean, it's kind of rude to just be rooting around a man's house like this. Look, I don't know what you all want. I mean, be ashamed to get the sheriff up this late at night.
Yes, it would. It would be very... It wouldn't be good if we had to do that. I agree. But I do think that whatever my friend is looking at, he needs to go look at.
No. Look, I've been civil to y'all. I think at this point, I need y'all just to leave. Now, I don't want any trouble, but I don't want anybody poking around my house either. So if y'all just would kindly leave, be much appreciated.
I don't know how to explain that.
I think I should mention to the rest of you, that man is, from what I understand, a perfectly ordinary blacksmith. He does nothing too spectacular or wonderful or anything like that. But I do believe he's being possessed by the guardian of the thing that we're looking for. So please keep sure that he doesn't try to kill us all while I go get the thing. And I'll throw up the rug.
There's a trap door under the rug.
Of course.
The blacksmith reaches down and he rips off one of the legs of the table you were all sitting around.
Oh, God.
He's got this heavy wooden leg in his hands, and he's a little louder. He's, "Look, now, I'd ask you all very nicely to leave my house, but I'm going to suspect at this point that you're here to rob me. I'm not going to ask again."
Not quite. Are you familiar with what's in the trapdoor over there?
Look, I don't know what you talked about.
You don't see the trapdoor on the floor over there? Can you
He's specifically not looking at it. He's keeping all of you kind of. He's got this hunk of wood kind of out, and I said, "Look, I tried to be real nice here."
Very well.
maybe make a show of opening that up for us so he can hear? Be able to look.
Ooh, it's opening. Ooh.
Okay, the spirit looks at you like in terror a little bit, Killian, and it's shaking its head.
Oh, we leave it then.
Well, no, you don't see this. Only Killian sees this.
Yeah, sorry.
And the spirit is grabbing the man's arm, making him rear back with his arm and the leg post. I'm gonna say, let's see here. Chance, you're closest to him.
Oh, dang.
I'm not going into initiative yet. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. It's pretty obvious, but he's also, at this point, he looks like he's scared that you're trying to rob him.
Killian, I don't know what you are doing, but this man does not seem like a bad man. I don't know what is happening, but perhaps we should leave him be.
I am actually inclined to agree with you, Ivan.
Maybe we know where the thing is at least. Maybe that's
And at
good.
least we know that the dead cannot access it, which is, or
So
at least those who are inebriated by bourbon. So that's a positive. That was a positive.
So-
True.
the thing is downstairs, and we're not going to go down to it.
No, I suppose not. I'll put the rug back over the trapdoor. My apologies for your ruined table, sir. I will give you money for a new one. Or I guess you're a blacksmith. You could make a new one.
The spirit lowers his hand and looks at you, Killian, and just kind of nods.
Very well. Do you like people who have multiple-headed dogs by any chance, Mr. Blacksmith, sir?
You folks are very strange.
Yeah, yes.
But
Pardon
if
me.
you're
I'm
talking about
French.
Yama up by the hangman's noose, yeah, I get along just fine with his pups.
Yes, of course. My apologies then. I did not mean to insult a friend of Yama. Thank you for the water.
Hey,
Look, you all seem to have some goodness about you and all. Look, I've been given a very sacred duty to protect a certain object. If you know about it, then maybe you know why I need to protect it.
Yes, there are 6 dead men and
7.
a 7th who may
Angela.
not be dead that are coming for something powerful.
People are always coming for it, but do you know why they want it?
No.
we were hinted at this end of the world kind of things.
The spirit looks at you, Killian, kind of looks down at the trapdoor, just gives you a nod.
Well, you finish your work. My sincerest apologies for spoiling your day. But yes, the end of the world is coming. That's all I have.
Don't leave your
Right,
house.
so what are you doing, Killian?
I'll put the rug back over the trapdoor.
Oh no! Like so I did not deliver that well enough. So the spirit looked; it kind of gave you the go ahead to go ahead and go.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, then I will remove the rug from the trapdoor and I'll head down.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing when Killian goes down? The man is, he's sticking the leg back under the table because, like, I'm sorry for knocking over all your cups there.
That's
You eating tonight? I got some beans. Got some beans still I can heat up.
Oh, I don't think I should eat it.
Ivan's eyes light up.
you warm up the beans. I'm going to follow Killian to make sure he doesn't get in any trouble.
Scab's drinking his water on the outside. Scab, anytime you want to try and put your foot on that landing again, you can. You can make that roll again and see if you can force yourself to after a bit of time.
Maybe now that a little bit of the buzz is gone with some water, I'll try it again.
Okay. Because you can't see your friends. All the windows are covered up with black cloth.
You don't scare me, stairs. Stupid stairs. I ain't scared of you no more.
Okay. You make it this time, and you're able to push, and it is hard. It's one of the hardest things you have ever done to will yourself to one foot in front of the other, go to the door, bump. So you knock on it, and it's not until you're let in and you cross that threshold that feels like a burden's just lifted over your shoulders.
I coughed up
now,
a piece of finger.
here's the problem with this, though. Killian's not in the room anymore, so you can't see the reaction of the spirit to an undead crossing the threshold.
Probably
As you guys let Scab in, and then just blindingly fast, the blacksmith grabs that leg under the table again, yanks it off. Table falls, and he goes to bash in Chance's head. Guys, go ahead. Everybody initiate that's up there, but not Killian.
Oh, no.
Hey, what's going on?
This friendly blacksmith is possessed by the Guardian, and now it looks like he wants to kill us.
Oh, man. I did bad, didn't I, Dad?
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't think this was you. I would think that in this situation we should try not to kill him or hurt him. See if we can talk our way
I'm trying to
out.
find my token to click on before I do initiative, but I can't find it.
It's on the bottom. You have to scroll down underneath the map.
I got the worst initiative roll I think I've ever had.
Oh, there we are.
Gosh. All right. Let me try and. I thought I had my token selected, but it
furthest
didn't
away
do anything.
possible.
All right, let me know when everybody's got their thing in the turn order there.
I gotta try again, I guess. Didn't work.
Green dot on your nose now.
I actually drew a circle on it. Yeah. Okay, that's not my initiative, but let's see if it went in. I can change it.
Change it
Okay.
physically. That's fine.
Okay.
Everybody good?
Dan, I see yours is 12 in the turn order.
Yeah, I had to roll again and then write it in.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you got a 15, Dan?
A 12.
You got a 12. Okay, there's 2 Dans in there. Let me remove the other one then. Okay. All right, top of the order then is Scab. You just walked in the door, and this blacksmith just looks like he's about to attack Chance. You really don't even get time to tell him what's going on there, McIntyre. It happens as soon as he walks through the threshold.
Oh, man.
What are you gonna do,
Please
Scab?
don't, please don't, please don't. I'll just do my best to, like, jump in front of Chance.
Okay.
Interpose.
If you want to do that, then I'm going to
Please
make the attack
don't.
against you instead of Chance.
Please stop.
Ivan, you're next.
Okay. I will. I'm going to essentially try and do the same. I'm going to run and try and stand between Scab and the man.
So Scab jumps in front of Chance. Ivan jumps in front of Scab.
Yeah. But I'm jumping in the middle and like trying to like brace his arm with one hand and kind of push these guys out of the way with my other arm.
Make an attack roll then.
Oh gosh. Okay. So with my lucha die, it's a 13.
13. That does not do it. So you're not able to grab his hand, but you do jump in front of Scab.
Okay.
No.
I am not jumping in the way. I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
And this spell is sleep.
All right.
Finally,
Ooh, pretty good.
22.
Okay.
I turn into my cactus form, but with a 22. Up to 4 targets, I want 1. Fall into a normal sleep for D6 hours. Or 1 target can be placed in supernatural sleep for D4 hours.
Okay.
I feel like that's what we need.
Here's the effect that it gives you, Chuck. You see the man's eyes kind of droop and kind of close. His head kind of tilts to the side. He starts snoring, and almost like a marionette, he's still moving.
That's fair. I was kind of expecting something like that. It's at least if we have to hurt him, he'll be asleep and won't feel it.
Perfect. All right. So he goes with this kind of improvised club. He's going to lash out, and Ivan is the one who jumped in the way last. So he's the one we're targeting.
No.
He's +4. What's your AC?
15.
Okay, so he's going to miss. I will say it's a glancing blow. It doesn't really do anything to you. But as he gets close to you, his mouth kind of opens, even though there's a snore coming out of it, and he screams. All right. Make me a fortitude save.
Oh boy.
You need a good one.
18.
Do you want to
Good.
spend 2 luck?
I will spend 2 luck. Yes.
Okay. 20 was what negates this as he screams in your face. You feel this kind of tightening in your body, and then you kind of just bear through it and you're fine.
While after he's done screaming at me and I kind of break free with that, whatever that feeling is, I'll kind of try and plead with him. Ugh!
Maybe I'll just try and leave with Scab.
Okay. You want to kind of grab Scab and walk out the door?
I mean, it seems like that's what started this all, so maybe we just...
Scab, you going to let him pull you outside?
What's going on?
Well, I mean, there's something going on here that seems unnatural, and it started, like, we figured out there's a thing outside the door that tries to keep the undead out. And you just walked in here, so maybe we'll just take you back out.
And
Maybe that'll
more
fix it.
intelligence.
Maybe that'll fix the problem. It's like a security system.
Oh my God, is this my fault?
No, this is probably somebody else's fault.
I'm sorry, Chance. I shouldn't have never drank that alcohol. I'm so sorry. I'll never drink the devil's teat again.
Don't you
sorry.
be saying that.
While I'm struggling to try and
This is the
hold this
wrong
guy's
guy to
arm
be
back,
telling
I just yell back over my shoulder like, "Stick to milk, Scab. It's better for you."
It
You
tastes
can have
so
milk
good, though.
and alcohol.
So you pull Chance out. Is that what I'm getting?
I'm taking Scab out.
Or taking Scab out. Okay. As soon as Scab crosses the threshold in the other direction, the man kind of falls over and continues to snore. Meanwhile, downstairs, Killian. It is an old root basement. At least at first, that's what it looks like. But you can see that there's kind of like a very old bit of stone that goes kind of curves around the edge, and you kind of follow it, and you notice that there's a bunch of boxes and things kind of packed here, and you can actually feel a little bit of air current. Just moving the things aside, you see that there is a cave. When you start going down this winding stone path in the cave, let me see if I can snap the screen. Give me just a second, guys.
I'll charge my pistol with gloom so as to light the way.
All right. That's what you see.
Oh boy.
There is an emaciated, mummified skeleton of a shaman kind of sitting on his haunches in front of this glowing golden stone.
And I assume that it's sitting on that square of fabric.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll just kind of like drape the fabric over the stone before trying to.
Well, as you get
hold of it.
closer to it, you have a connection that's made between the stone, and your mind expands, and you see out there in the stars, in the deep part of the cosmos, this little chip is a fragment of a much larger golden asteroid deep in the reaches of space. And you feel the connection. Using this little shard, you can summon that golden asteroid here with the expected results of something that size striking the Earth. It'd pretty much wipe out all life on the planet, except for the undead, which is what you kind of
Ew.
see in the vision.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Well, in that case, I'll just go ahead now. I'll try and get hold of the stone and
Oh, yeah,
see
you can pick up the stone, yeah, but now you kind of know what's going on with it. You pick up the stone, and you go up through the trap door again. You see that there was something happened while you were gone. The blacksmith is laying on the floor, sleeping. Nobody looks harmed. The door is open. You see Chance and Scab out there talking. Scab is doing what Scab does for tears because he can't really weep. But you do see the spirit, kind of looking in shock that you brought the stone out. And you see he's trying to get the man to respond, lifting an arm, but the man is like out cold. So the spirit kind of lets go of the man and starts to approach you, Killian. What do you want to do?
I realize he probably doesn't speak French or English, but
He's a spirit.
yeah, he's a
You can
spirit.
always-
So anything
you
I say, he can
always speak through
understand.
spirit.
Yeah. So
It's one
I'm
of
just
your
going to tell him that the world is a world of living and dead, and there are those who seek to. And I'm saying this all in French, so that only the
Yep.
spirit would understand it. The world is a world of living and dead. The balance must be maintained, and this would upset that balance. I can't let the people coming for it get it.
And the spirit nods, and of course, it seems like it's French, but it's spirit talk. It's like, yes, I've guarded it this many years. I've kept it safe. How can you keep it safe? They will come for it, no matter where it is. In this holy place, they will not be able to reach it. But then he kind of looks out the door, kind of looks at you, realizing the Scab was able to come through that door, as were you. How can you be its protector?
Well, I'm the only hope you've got either way. I'll find a way. I've been through worse. I've had half of my butt eaten off by that zombie, and
Make
I'm
me a
still
personality
walking.
check. This is a rough one. Make me a personality check to convince this spirit that you would be an
Jake,
able
if
guardian.
we ever needed you to roll well,
I've had to have.
You know what? And just to make sure, I'm adding 9 luck to that sucker.
Add
Wow.
4 and you're good enough. 20 is good.
Okay, I'll add the 4 then.
The spirit sighs, and pronounces a blessing upon you. It's kind of like the moving over of the mantle. And it's released. It's released from its centuries old bond, and it goes on. You are now the protector of the stone.
So is this like an official blacksmithing sort of place?
Yes.
Where business is done?
Mhm.
What I want to do is I want to like get like a ticket, like somebody would write out like, you know, oh, you paid for this and this is proof now that you bought this from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to write out a message, I.O.U.1 meteor stone. And I'll leave that on the floor.
Okay. So system-wise, just write this down. Your character would not know it, but you need to know it for when the showdown happens. When you make your first opening attack against one of the 7, it's at a plus 2d bonus.
Ooh.
Well, then I'm going to try and shoot the finger thief. That'll be fun. Then I'll draw an ace.
Yeah. So we'll end there with you guys having successfully found the Fist of Ling. You are its new caretaker. The spirit that has guarded it for so long has gone off to its reward.
Wow. I did not
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah.
So there we go. Chuck, what do you got for outros? What's going on the rest of the week?
Yeah.
next.
So over on Defenders of Cobalt, twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt, where you can usually find us. Wednesday, we're playing an Alien campaign. All Fear the Ishtar, Dan, Jeremy, and Bert are players in that. We're in Chapter 3. They are playing just regular employees on a not shady at all science station ran by Siegson. Friday, we'll be doing Umerica. That's Dungeon Crawl Classics in the American apocalypse. And that's what DOK's got going. Well, I guess if you want to check out some Pathfinder 2nd Edition action, head over to our YouTube. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we are dropping 20-minute episodes right as we get a raid from Onyx Path.
Of course. Yes.
Thank you. We're wrapping
Sorry.
up, but hey, great timing. I think. No, maybe. We're happy to have you no matter what.
Absolutely.
We love you. You're beautiful people.
True.
Tell us about this Patreon you got going on there, Jeremy.
Aaron Race on Patreon. You've got some cool comics, got maps, got tokens, got other cool stuff. Check it out.
Cool. Anyone else got anything you want to throw out about the Defenders? No. Then I will ask, check out my own Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder, or better yet, go to BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com, where there's 14 years worth of podcasting RPG goodness there. But more importantly, all of our social links to our Discord, our Twitch channel, all those fun things. Check it out. The next game that we have, I'm taking this Sunday off. Need a little break. But Tuesday coming up, we're going to have a horror game of some sort, probably a Call of Cthulhu game. Friday is BX Dungeons and Dragons, going to the classics. And Saturday is some Cyberpunk Red, little cyberpunk / sitcom mashup. It's been a lot of fun.
Ooh.
So check those out. I think we're good, guys.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
I mean, we try to be good guys.
Oh, real quick, if you're watching this, we'll be back in 2 weeks here on Goodman Games to continue this adventure. So every other Saturday. All right.
Weird Frontiers.
Ooh.
Weird Frontiers.
Yeah, this is the penultimate, hopefully. So
Yeah.
next one will be big.
Showdown.
Showdown.
Next session.
Right.
Watch Ivan poop his pants. Yeah.
Oh God, I hope
Yes.
not.
That's what I'm here for.
Not again.
Optional.
He's going to poop everybody else's pants this time.
Yeah. It's all your guys' turns.
Shut it down, Chuck. Shut it down.
Goodbye.
No.
Bye, everybody.